This is New DIGS, an episode of Old World Land, a Farming Simulator 19 gameplay by Satisfan. Today's plan is to cultivate and plant field number 3 to make room for a new road and not to fail at forestry along the way. Let's see if we get everything done and what adventures we have along the way. Let's start our day with planting our field number 3. The soil is warm enough, we've got 13 degrees soil temperature. So that's warm enough for soy. Let's get the seed into the ground and the plants growing. Yes, I like to go around the field when doing these kinds of work. I have the impression that it is faster because you don't have that much runtime, empty runtime for actually completely doing a 180 degree turn, and even doing a 270 degree turn going forward is faster because you don't need to stop and back up, so you actually can stay in the motion. Let me know down in the comments if you would like to actually see a video making a time comparison between going back and forth along the long axis of the field versus going back and forth on the cross axis of the field, or going in circles like I'm doing. If there is an appetite for this kind of a comparison, yes, I'm game for it. I'm happy to do an experiment. Yes, picking up the last little bits and pieces that I missed. This is not a contract work, this is our own field. Reconfiguring the tractor to narrows that we actually can drive through the crops because we have weeds growing in our fields 1 and 2. Getting the subsoiler as a counterweight. I haven't bought a weight yet. I'm simply using the subsoilers as a counterweight. They are coming in at about 1,000 kilograms, so that is pretty good counterweight. Going to eagle eye perspective to actually being able to see where I have sprayed. Yes, I could simply hire a worker to do that, but at this time want to avoid paying for workers. Also trying to optimize how I'm actually going over the remaining sections to not double spray too generously. We had to pay for the chemicals, so they're coming out of our back pocket. Getting rid of the sprayer and the cultivator. starting to do some cleanup here, moving everything around, because I actually want to continue this road right through where the shed is right now. Changing the modification of the trailer that we used as a bale trailer back to a grain trailer with maximum capacity. And everything that is scattered around. Just using the bale shed for now as a storage shed. We have it, it's not going anywhere for now. Moving everything out of the way at the upper end there to being able to get rid of our old battered shed. Here is the overview. Now let's start getting rid of stuff. Rundown shelter away, wooden outhouse away, because while we're at it, we actually also can move our primary residence. Getting rid of the fence as well, because it's just going to be in the way. Repairing our watermill. Getting rid of the broken down watermill. Putting in a new one that actually works. And I'm going to be using the windmill as a residence. It actually gets some monies. Check the full episode for all the details. Using this area here, right at the lake, we can't do much with that piece of land, so we might as well use it for residence. Here I'm checking the warehouse, which is a nice big shelter actually. As you can see, I just compared it to the regular one, and I'm finding a place for it. And that is where it's going to be going once we buy it. And because we have precision farming, I also need a base station. So going with the small space station, because I don't want to use the shelter. It's not big enough for where we're going with this farm. It's a little bit too small for being convenient at all. So I'm just using the small space station here and looking to find a nice corner for it where it is not in the way. So that is where I put it. And now I'm up where the old shed was, the rundown shed was, and I'm cutting the trees behind it to actually create a clearing here so that we can put our road through here. And while I'm at it, I'm actually going through this complete piece of wood and cut down all the fully grown trees. The small ones around the shelter where it was for the road. I also cut down the small trees. I can move by hand, but the larger ones I need to use the tractor to actually move them. I like to cut down the stumps before I'm moving the trees, because the trees kind of indicate where the stumps are. Otherwise you might be missing them in the grass. Nervous tree from simulator physics. Now to moving the trees. This particular lock puller has a little bit funny physics at times. It's a little bit glitchy. If you know of a better one that is more solid and not creating these kinds of glitches all the time, then let me know. I'm happy to get that one and replace it. So yeah. And here you can see the trees are heavy without counterweight on the back. It's problematic. And you can do a tractor dance there. Break dance. You're breaking stuff. Again, I did get subsoiler as a counterweight. And yes, this is making use of the weird farming simulator physics, because this should not be able to actually pull in the complete tree in this manner. So that's why I'm pulling them actually in this way around the workshed, and then just putting them like there and drop them in there and let the chopper do its thing. Just need to place it there and the chopper is doing its thing. As you can see at the day of the time that it's already gotten pretty late. There's another portion of this physics freak out. And here, it's really glitching out. Or, it might be there are some genies living in those logs and are upset that we cut their home. And they decide to toss around the tractor a little bit. It's got a life of its own. And even lifts the tractor completely off the ground. And like usual with those physics, sometimes you just need to brutally go through there and pull through there. And then it's fine. Or not. Let's try that again. Thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please come back for the next one. On your screen coming up is a link to the full episode, as well as a link to the playlist of the condensed version.